Hello, everyone. I want to give a quick presentation about my distinction project, and this project is known as the DragonBase. It's a database I worked on creating for the DRC, the Dragon Research Coalition, and this is mostly telling of how I came up with the idea of this project and what steps I have taken to finish it. Now, like all journeys, there's the beginning. I joined the DRC after having a class with Dr. Poli, one of the founders. In the DRC, my project was to collect and more or less make a formal or a small database of all the different dragon descriptions I could find in different pieces of literature. So I would read different books and look for descriptions of creatures that could be dragons, could be related to dragons, or I found somewhat interesting. This is a little snapshot of what that document ended up being. The document starts with the name of the dragon, which is here. The book or paper the dragon description came from, the page it was found on, and then finally the dragon description itself. This is pulled directly from the text, so it's word for word copied. And then many dragon descriptions came with countries of origin, so where the dragon was known. And here I made sure to make note of that as well. Next, I was informed as an honors student I needed a distinction project. And I decided to take my DRC project, the collection of dragon descriptions, and add it to the rest of the data from the DRC and make a large database. And that database was created in MySQL. This platform allowed me to collect all the data in one place and under one format and to organize it. And hopefully one day it will be searchable. This is what it initially looked like as I made it. So the foreign reference key for like publishers in this case means it's calling on a number that is in another table. So I have a table of all my publishers. Those publishers are organized with their cities and countries that they're from, and I can later call upon them into this table. Now this is the reference table. So I have the title of the work, I have when it's published, and if I was using it, I put the date I accessed it. There's also a column for notes. So if this was part of a larger collection of journals, I could put the volume and page numbers for a journal. Now, most of this doesn't make sense. As you can see, there's no authors and the publishers are just numbers. So with a little coding, which you can see a small section of up here, this became a working table with a lot of information. So we have the author's first and last names, the full title, the publisher's name, the date published, and off to the side you can see the beginnings of the cities and countries that the publishers are from. Just a little code and a lot more information shows up. Now, this part of the database is all the data is collected in MySQL. However, it's not searchable, nor is it online for others to use. So I decided to use a program called Ugolino, or Ugolo, and it is a platform for making searchable pages, more or less. And what you do is you enter all your data and then you can search by certain key things. Like this is an entry for one of my dragon descriptions. So I have it. So when I made this page, I made it searchable by dragon name, by the author, I think by title as well. I'm still playing around with the searchable aspect, but I do have all the data on the website. I just had to figure out how to work it all the way, which leads me to the future of my project, and that is getting the DragonBase fully online and fully searchable for the DRC. And after I'm finished with getting it online and searchable, I will hopefully connect it to the DRC website so other members of the group can use it, and all the other individuals that we work with at times. And since databases are a project that should continue to grow and get bigger, and there's still actually a lot of data left over onto the DRC, a lot of other data that the DRC has collected, I want to find another student who can take the database and the foundation I created and grow on it. Thank you for listening, and have a good evening, afternoon, morning.